Alright my peeps, this is part 2 of the prediction game video between CM Punk and The Rock for the title. In this video I'll go into more detail on why I think The Rock this Sunday is going to walk out of the Royal Rumble as the new WWE Champion. Now if you missed part 1, go check that out. In part 1 I go over my predictions for every single matchup on the card, not in great detail, but I point out who I think is going to win every single matchup. And in the actual simulation videos of the matches, that's where I go into more detail. Well, part 1 is actually a simulation, but this is part 2 of the simulation where I'll go into more detail on the actual Rock vs. CM Punk match. So anyways, Rock vs. CM Punk. A couple months back, I was thinking, you know, for sure, Rock's going to win this match. And a lot of people were thinking the same thing. We're thinking, okay, you know, it's obvious. The Rock's gonna face CM Punk at the Rumble, win the title, and then John Cena wins the Rumble or wins something else, some other type of, you know, normal contendership match to move on and face The Rock at WrestleMania, so they have, you know, the rematch, and this time for the title or whatever, as The Rock, with The Rock as the champion. But as we've come closer and closer to the Rumble, it seems like people have changed their minds. Not everybody, but a lot of people, you know. It went from like being, I'd say, 85, 90%, something around that range, of people thinking, you know, The Rock was going, like, obviously win the match at the Rumble, to now being kind of a tie. And I'm not talking about, like, the WWE.com poll, you know, when you go on a Royal Rumble page and you can actually vote who you think is going to win. You know, in those polls, it's always like the face getting, you know, the majority of the votes. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, it seems like it's changed the past couple of weeks. I guess after the people saw the promo between CM Punk and The Rock, and what happened between the two, with The Rock maybe getting the majority of the advantage, or CM Punk getting the advantage, or the Shield attacking The Rock. Like I said, it feels as if a lot of people went from thinking, okay, CM Punk's losing the title at the Rumble, Rock's winning, to, okay, here, maybe CM Punk actually retains at the Rumble, and The Rock, like, gets another title shot or something like that, or maybe doesn't even win it until WrestleMania, who knows. Personally, you know, I've stated this in the part 1 of this video, that I think The Rock is going to win. I didn't go into too much detail, you know, that's why this video is here. I'm going to go into detail here. Really, the reason why I think The Rock is going to win this match is, first of all, the match between John Cena and The Rock. And yes, I know you might say, okay, you know, CM Punk can retain at the Rumble, but then lose it at, like, the Elimination Chamber, and The Rock could still have a match with John Cena. I mean, yeah, he could still have a match with John Cena, but keep in mind here, CM Punk's the current champion. When you're the current champion, I always take this into consideration. I always think about this, the rematch clause. The champion, whenever he loses the title, is entitled to a rematch clause. For example, the Big Show lost the title against Del Rio not too long ago, and now he's invoking his rematch clause at the Rumble. So, let's say CM Punk loses the title, you know, at the Rumble. He'd be entitled to a rematch clause. And what's most likely going to happen if that happens is he's going to use that rematch clause or invoke it at the Elimination Chamber. I don't think we'd see CM Punk versus The Rock 2 or on an episode of Raw or SmackDown. Definitely not SmackDown. I don't think we'd see, you know, that match on just regular TV. I think if there's going to be a rematch, it's going to be at, you know, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view at a big event. So, you know, CM Punk could have his rematch against The Rock at the Elimination Chamber, and The Rock could then beat CM Punk if the plan is indeed, you know, to have John Cena versus The Rock with The Rock as champion. So Rock could beat CM Punk then, you know, again at the Elimination Chamber and retain the championship, and then he could move on to face John Cena, who either wins the Rumble match or wins, you know, an Elimination Chamber match or something to, you know, have a match with The Rock at WrestleMania. Now, if the opposite happens and CM Punk retains at the Rumble, and then you still, like, want The Rock to win the championship, then he would probably win the championship at the Elimination Chamber. Now, that's, the thing is, after Elimination Chamber, it's WrestleMania time. There's not a pay-per-view in between the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. The Chamber is the last stop before WrestleMania. And like I said, I'm not counting Raw or SmackDown here, or definitely not main event and superstars, just counting strictly, you know, the big events, the pay-per-views. So, like I was saying, if CM Punk, you know, retains the championship at the Rumble, and then The Rock, you know, let's say he gets a rematch, which, you know, if CM Punk does retain, then I'm pretty sure The Rock will find a way to get a rematch and have a second match with CM Punk, where he'd most likely win the championship, you know, before WrestleMania. So if they have that rematch at the Elimination Chamber and The Rock finally beats CM Punk for the championship, what happens then? You know, CM Punk just lost the championship, so he has a rematch clause. He should get a rematch. He's supposed to get a rematch for his championship since he lost it. And the next pay-per-view is WrestleMania. Now, if the plan is indeed The Rock versus John Cena one-on-one, then are they just gonna ignore, you know, CM Punk's rematch clause? I don't think so, especially with CM Punk's character. I don't think, you know, if he loses the championship, I don't think he's just gonna ignore it and move on to something else. He's going to probably complain about it and ask for a rematch. Now, maybe they'd have the match on Raw, but I seriously doubt they'd have CM Punk versus The Rock, you know, for the championship on an episode of Raw. I might be wrong though, might be wrong, and they might do that. But the most likely scenario, in my opinion, is just Rock wins the championship at the Rumble, CM Punk gets a rematch at the Elimination Chamber, The Rock beats him once again, CM Punk moves on to something else, maybe challenges The Undertaker, and The Rock faces off against John Cena at WrestleMania for the championship. Now, if that's not the plan, if that's not gonna happen, then I could see, you know, CM Punk retaining at the Rumble, and then whatever happens next at the Elimination Chamber, whatever, The Rock wins or CM Punk wins. If, like I said, the plan isn't John Cena versus The Rock, then what I could see is CM Punk retains at the Rumble, and then The Rock gets a second title match, a rematch against CM Punk for the championship, which he wins at the Elimination Chamber. And then at the Royal Rumble, you have John Cena win that match. So then you've got The Rock as champion. You've got CM Punk, who just lost the title at the Elimination Chamber, so he's entitled to a rematch. And you've also got, by the way, check this out, Rock Bottom through the announcer's table. Anyways, back on topic. So yeah, you've got The Rock as champion. CM Punk loses the title to The Rock at the Elimination Chamber, so he can invoke his rematch clause. And then you got John Cena, who wins the Rumble, so he's also entitled to a WWE Championship match. So you can kind of see where I'm going there. You've got two guys, you've got one champion, The Rock, and you've got two guys who are supposed to get a title match. So what happens then? Well, you get a triple threat match between The Rock, CM Punk, and John Cena for the championship, or an even better way, in my opinion, to end CM Punk's title reign as champion is to end it at WrestleMania. Have CM Punk retain the championship against The Rock, both at the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, if they even have a rematch at the Elimination Chamber. But basically what I'm trying to say is have CM Punk hold on to the title until WrestleMania, have The Rock earn a title shot, but also have John Cena earn a title shot, so then CM Punk is the one going into WrestleMania as the WWE Champion, and the two challengers are the two guys that faced off the previous WrestleMania, The Rock and John Cena. So then CM Punk's title reign would be even longer at that time, like 450 something or 60 something days. And I think just WrestleMania, instead of having CM Punk lose the title at the Royal Rumble, you could have him lose the title at WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. They could have like this awesome video package of CM Punk's title reign, the guys he's beaten, pretty much a highlight video package or whatever. I just think WrestleMania, in my opinion, would be the perfect opportunity to have CM Punk dethroned as WWE Champion and have The Rock or John Cena win the championship off of him. That's what I'd like to see happen, but what's most likely gonna happen, in my view, is just The Rock, you know, beat CM Punk at the Rumble. Although I'm wondering, is there going to be an interference? Vince McMahon banned the Shield from interfering, or actually he told CM Punk if the Shield does interfere, then he's going to be stripped of the championship. So is somebody else going to interfere in the matchup? I've heard some people say maybe Brock Lesnar interferes. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to have Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. And if somebody does interfere, then I'm predicting John Cena comes out to even out the odds and help out The Rock. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me out. And let's try and make the Royal Rumble prediction game videos the highest rated one since it's Road to WrestleMania time. With that said,